Dear God, creator of all that is, ascended masters of light, angels and archangels, Isis, we give thanks for your presence. We ask that you make each one of us pure and open vessels of your divine love and truth, that we may give and receive from you that which is within our highest good. We ask that you open our minds and our hearts to receive at the highest and truest level. And we ask that you heal us as we sit here together in remembrance of our past and of our future. As we sit here together in this moment, united with the intention of universal healing, we ask that we too are healed within, that we may give without. And I give thanks for all the gifts that pass through each and one of us. As you sit there very relaxed and comfortable, I ask that you take a deep breath in and release. Breathe in love and release fear. Breathe in hope and release doubt. Continue to breathe deeply and rhythmically as you feel your mind and body becoming more and more relaxed. All distracting thoughts float away like puffy white clouds in a bright blue sky. They have no power over you. And as you sit there, very relaxed and comfortable, you see above your head a beautiful silver white moon. Our grandmother moon is glowing in her fullness. And the beautiful silver white light pours from our grandmother moon down into the top of your head, filling every cell of your physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies. The essence of our divine grandmother returns you to the perfect state of harmony. Enters into your third eye and to your physical eyes, that they may see in harmony once again. The white light moves down into your throat, opening the throat chakra, that you may speak and hear your truth with strength and love and gentleness. The beautiful white light pours into your shoulders, where it releases now all the burdens that you have carried for other people. You took them in love, but now you know better. Release them into the light of our grandmother moon, for she is the one that carries the souls through the darkness. She is the one that gives light even on the darkest night. She will embrace those you love and the burdens that they perceive, and you are free. The beautiful white light pours down your arms and into your hands, that all those you touch will feel the healing vibration of the goddess love within you. And then the silver white light pours into your heart, that you may feel the depth of divine love. It fills your lungs, that you may breathe in divine love and embrace life with this truth. And then the beautiful white light pours down into your solar plexus, where it brings into harmony now all of your emotions, that you may resonate with peace and joy. And then the beautiful white light fills the second and the first chakra. The center of your creation is now prepared, cleared, cleansed, and rejuvenated the goddess energy, that it may be receptive to all your desires, and they are aligned with spirit. And then the beautiful silver white light continues down your legs and into your knees. The silver white light pours into your feet, and then it moves from your feet into our Mother, the Earth, filling our Mother Earth. The silver white light moves through the core, all the way to the center core of our Mother Earth, and it continues to move until the silver white light reaches the other side of our Earth. And looking into the sky above this side of Earth, we see our brother sun. The grandfather sun's energy of masculine God vibration pours its golden light up through that side of the earth, filling every cell of our Mother Earth, harmonizing with the silver white light. It moves into the core of our Mother Earth and continues till it reaches this side of our earth and begins to move up your feet, bringing into complete harmony now the feminine and the masculine vibration as it runs through you. The golden light swirls and blends with the silver white light that you have drawn through you. It moves up into your knees, and then it moves into the base chakra and the second chakra, the creation center of your being, and it impregnates for you now all that you desire in alignment with all that is. And then the golden light moves up into the solar plexus, rejuvenating you with joy and completion. As it enters the heart center, you feel the sense of home, the sense of oneness, the sense of completion that you have sought, as you have the complete harmony of the male and female vibration of God within your heart. The golden light moves into your shoulders and down your arms, intensifying the healing love that you pass to others. And then it continues to the throat chakra, giving you the gentle strength of truth, and into your ears and your eyes and your third eye, that you see and hear in harmony. And then it moves from the crown chakra, and it seeks upward to the vibration of its twin flame, Grandmother Moon. And in this space, they are one, and you, in the womb of Mother Earth, sit in the center of these two vibrations, and all is complete once again. And as you sit in this centered place, I ask that you take a deep breath and allow yourself to be, as we invite to this space now the one that has been known by many names, the Goddess, the loved one, the feminine vibration of God. We accept to us now, she that has been. I welcome to you today my initiates, for we have traveled many times together, and as I look in this circle, I smile. I smile at the completion of knowing that each of you have found your way back here today. I smile as I know that since the beginning of the time you have resonated with this vibration. You have gone outward and you have sought and you have given and you have been healers to the earth. And you have been healers to yourself, and the journey has been long and the journey has been hard. Each one of you here today, if you go deep within your soul, you will remember a time that those of you remember by a name now as Atlantis. You will remember a time when the vibration of the feminine and the masculine energies were united as one. You will remember a time when you, I should say walked as you would have then, but if you compare it to how you walk now, I will say you floated. on this Mother Earth? Do each of you in your soul's memory resonate with this memory? For each of you walked the earth. Were each of you at Atlantis? I would say no. Some were walking far in other lands, named by many names, for we, the people, resided in many places then, before the cleansing came. What was the cleansing that came? The floods, the floods, the floods. You hear of it in the Bible, and you hear of it in Atlantis. You hear of it by the scientists, the melting of the ice. We would say to you, this time is coming once again. You see the resonating of energy. Those of you who look to the sky and you see the ozone splitting, do you also see the light that is coming down? Do you not understand that this splitting is only a mere replica of that which is coming, the divine love, the divine light in its most intense forms? Each one of you were here when we attempted this before, and each one of you are here now. The skies are opening, and this is not a disaster. The skies are opening because the heavens and the earth are uniting as one. The ascended masters walk the spiral staircase down to the earth to walk among you. You walk among the others. The availability of the energies of the heaven are here for you at earth. This is what we see. When those of you who fear and look to the sky and say, we are destroying the world, this is because you remember a time when we attempted this before. And I will say to you, this time, we will get this right. There will not be the flooding disaster. There will not be the burying of our memories. There will not be the pain that you have walked since then. This time, the heavens and the earth will walk together. And what we bring to you now is joy, because each one of you have looked into the deepest seeds of your souls. Each one of you who radiate the beauty and light that I remember. Each one of you have scattered the earth. You have gone into the deepest places. And I say to you, yes, you have gone to the physical. Yes, you have gone to the density. Yes, you have suffered addiction, loss, illusion, all of these things that were not real. But has there been a purpose? I say to you, yes. And this is why I say this to you. Because the first time that we attempted this, we had not walked into the depth of that energy. We had not experienced it and built it up. We did not understand emotions. We were new at this. Do you understand this? We were new at emotions. Each one of you know what the flooding means. Was there a physical flooding? Yes. Did it come after the emotional flooding? Of course. Because as I have said before, everything that enters the physical has first come through the spiritual and the emotional. So when we speak of the water flooding, will it be also the tears? Was it also each one of you who walked in that time in the pure vibration of light? Was it the startling of emotions? For moving from the vibration of the heavens to the vibration of the earth, the most difficult piece in that equation is the emotions. We did not have it balanced then. And I would say to you that looking beyond this, Isis, the one that you know of Isis, I carried a burden of guilt and pain that I could not sustain on the highest level. My vibration of truth when I entered the plane of emotion. I will say to you, the stories that were written about me were not exactly accurate. But I will also say to you that I too suffered that which you know is the curse of emotion. But I know also that this is what this is happening to do now. This is the passage out. This is what we came to experience, to know, to feel, to vibrate, to bring home. And you walked that. You walked that when the floods came. And each one of you here today, I smile as you have gathered. I smile at those of you here today present in the physical world, holding the physical body, and I smile at those in spirit who circle around us, whose souls may only come to us in dreams or in the future. But I say to each one of you, you gathered yourself here because you were there. Do you understand that? And so I will say to you now, you can do this. Because there was a time that you walked on this earth in pure joy and pure love. There was a time when you floated this earth. There was a time when you could reach your hand out and create in a single moment the perfection of what you needed. There was a time when you knew that all your desires and the beauty of the Garden of Eden that we call our mother, everything was here. And I will say to you, you only have to remember. There is not some great equation. You are doing this now for the masses. You have already done it for yourself. So give yourself credit. Because all that you walk through on the level of emotion and pain, all that you walk through in the attachment to lack and to separation and to fear, it is not yours. Because you know the truth and it resides within you. So return to that place and know that this, even this that you experience, is only a journey that you have agreed to in your service to the world. And so you have those answers inside of you. And I know you. Do you hear what I'm saying? I know you. I remember you. I hold in my mind's eye the image of your perfection when you floated this earth. And I welcome you back to the memory. And I give thanks to each one of you who agreed to walk into the darkness and bring forward the light. The journey was harder and longer than you expected. It was harder and longer than we all expected. And I have come and gone from the earth plane many times, as have you. We do this together. And now we are here again. We are reaching the same point. We are reaching the point where the emotions are rising up like tidal waves. We are reaching the point where the sky is opening for the heavens, for the earth to be encased once again by the sun and the moon. We are raising in our vibration, but we have the foundation. Do you understand that this is what you were doing? That this is the difference? That when we attempted this the first time, we had no foundation. We were not connected to the earth. We floated. But you have grounded the energy. You have grounded the energy through your pain and through your illusion. Through your stomping, stomping, stomping. And your dancing, and your sleeping, and your ingesting. And together now we anchor our Mother Earth and we return her home to the light. Now I know that some of you who hear this will say, is this the end of time? Do you hear that from my perspective? It's very funny. Because the end of time is when we wake up from the illusion of linear thinking. So I say to you, yes, we are at the end of time. And I think that some of you may hit the snooze button many times, but I will say to you, We are here. We are waking up. And that is the end of time. Because when we wake up, and when we wake up with our feet implanted in the earth, and when the ascended masters who have been waiting for the gates to open walk down with us and among us, we all wake up. We all remember that we are one, and together we meld into one and we bring our mother home. And so, yes, it is the end of time, but it is not the disaster that those of you remember. It is not the disaster that the fear-based ones speak of, and it's not instantaneous in your world. You are the pioneers. You were the ones that were here when it started. You are the ones who opened the gateway, the foundation. Now, many souls will walk in. Many souls will walk in from the heavens to the earth without body, and many souls will come in through the children that are rising. And in this union, yes, it is. And so I say to you, what is your task now? Your task is to remember, because you are the ones, you are the pioneers, you are the ones who have done this, you are the ones who have dedicated your existence to this. Trudging along, embracing and massaging the earth plane. You are the ones. We are the ones. So we need to wake up. And we need to show the world again how we once created when we were here. We need to remember the center of our creation, just as it is the center of our Mother Earth. It is the womb within us. It is not in our mind, and it is not in our heart, and it is not in our feet. But when all of those levels are united and open to the vessels of the earth and the sky, the moon and the sun, the male and the female, the god and the goddess, when we open our channels in our center, we will create. We will create all that we desire. We can create anything we desire, and anything you desire is worth creating, because remembering how to create and opening that passage for others is how we create the world of peace. There is nothing unworthy of creation. There's nothing too little and too big. As you remember, you must go with that which your heart desires, which you can feel, which you long for. Bring it into your creative center and let it be now. Let it be. Hear my words, let it be. You cannot create unless you let it. Does a mother make her child's fingers? Does her mother make the heart of the child as it creates inside of her? She has done the act. She loves it. She nurtures it. She feeds it by feeding herself. And this is what you must do for all of your creation, whatever they are. And know that creating what you desire. Because I will say to you, there is not one of you here listening to this in this room now that will desire something out of alignment. You have done the work. So create. Create now. And know that the purpose of creating your life, your health, your love, your beauty is the most beautiful purpose in the world. Because those children coming up and the masters coming down and those who have not yet opened their eyes will not know how to bring our Mother Earth home if they don't remember that they are also the creators. So I ask you, on my behalf, on our Mother's behalf, create. And each one of you here today has learned the secret of creation, has learned that the completeness of the male and the female vibration within you, be it from the form of your twin flame or the earth and the sky, be it from the moon and the sun, you must sit within that vibration of wholeness. However you because it is in that creation, that you exist, that love exists. Have we not given a roadmap in every area? Is not your body a roadmap to your emotions? Doesn't everything, as on earth, so in heaven, as in heaven, so on earth, everything is telling us that this is creation. How are the flowers created? How are the trees created? The blades of grass, the babies, the fawns, the birds, and the bees. It is in the same way that love, abundance, health is created. But when you move to that plane, you are no longer in the physical. Now you are creating from the spiritual union. I love you all so much, and I honor you. I honor you. I honor you for welcoming me home. I was here when we started this project, and I will see it to the end, as will you, as have you. I have so much love pouring for you all. I can smell the flowers of spring even as the snow sits upon the grass, as we are entering the timelessness. There's no more struggle here. I'm so happy. Do you hear me? We're doing this. It is our chance to get this right. And we are. Do not look at the signs and go to the fear that you once did. Remember, it is different now. You have a base. You have gone into the darkest places, so there is nothing to fear. You can't go any deeper than you had been. Do you see that? Do you see that you went into the deepest place of darkness? And so did I, so that we could never again fear anything in human form. It's done. It is only the light now. There is no more worse to come. It has already been done. We are on our way. We are on our way to the light now. It is good. I will honor the request, and I will bring you out of your meditation now. No, I will step out and let Sheila bring you out, so she can rest in the vibration for a minute, and then I will come to answer. I ask that you take a deep breath in and release. Breathe in love and release that which is not. You once again become aware of this time and of this space. You become aware of your body, keeping the peace and the joy and the feeling of harmony and union inside of you. You return to the illusion of this present time. And you may open your eyes. And now we call back Isis, and we will open it up.
Isis, what is it that once we've gotten to this place and are completely filled with love and joy and peace, what is it that we need to be doing with others that are not awake to try to stimulate them to become awake?
That is not the simplest question, because from a vibrational pinpoint, the only thing that you need to do is to love and be joyful. And that in itself has many layers of assistance, because that in itself, even if no one else saw you, it is time to come down from the mountains. I say that, yes, it is time for you to be joyful and loving among other people, even those who are not. That in itself is very powerful. But even if you only were joyful in the mountains and nobody else was around you, and you were loving and joyful, that would enter into the universal consciousness, and it would begin the shift back to those who are asleep. It is the wake-up call, because they pull from the same vibration. If you choose, as all of you now have, to be joyful and loving among those who are asleep, that in itself will help to wake them up. If a person is asleep on a couch and around the room is a bunch of people having a party of joy and love and laughter, that person will wake up. Even if they keep their eyes closed and pretend they are sleeping, I tell you, they are awake listening. And they are seeing, and they are hearing, and they are remembering. So that in itself, to put yourself among those who are joyful, and allow those who are not to watch, to put yourself in the place of people that you feel joy with, that you love, that you raise your vibration in, is all that we ask of you. But then I would say to you that there are those of you, and many of you listening to me today would fall into this category. You have a sense of responsibility because you were here at the first trial. And so you feel joy from the drive to help others. You have a remembrance. You have walked this, and you can share it, each one of you in your own way. Some of you by speaking, some of you by writing, some of you through the art of painting or sculpting, some of you by dancing, some of you by talking to small groups of people, some of you by talking to large groups of people. Where your passion lies, the service that brings you joy, whether it's in a soup kitchen or an auditorium, whether it's in a coffee house or a hair salon, where you are, where your passion lies, where your joy is, this is where your service is. It's still the same task. The same task is to place yourself among people and exhibit the love and the joy. You can speak all the words you want, but if you haven't dedicated yourself to remaining in the place of love and joy, the words will not be heard because they will have no meaning. You will have lost your purpose, and you will have lost the intensity of the vibration. But when you are loving and you are passionate, I say to you, put yourself among those who can hear you and allow the others to watch you. There is no sense in preaching to those who aren't ready to hear. Let them keep their eyes closed and peek out at you when you aren't looking. But those of you who are ready to hear, then you will know your voice will be there, or your hands will be there, or your vision will be there, or your written word will be there. Yes, spreading the truth is important, but the most important thing is the vibration of joy into the universal mind. Other questions?
In terms of time, in one of these earlier classes, I don't know if it was you, Isis, or if it was Miriam, but she said that this will all occur in like 2 to 3 generations. But in the Bible, a generation is either 30 years, 40 years, or sometimes 70 years. So that would leave most of us long gone.
Yes, I would say to you that each of you in this physical form will see the beginnings of this. You have already seen the beginnings. You are here in the beginnings of this. Time is stacked. Did Sheila not say to you that she saw this class before it occurred? You can see this at the end. You can see this in its completion, and you can see this now. You can do this in this body, or you can choose to do this in another body, or you can take that which is opening, and I say to you, that crystal staircase that each of one of you have walked up, you have walked up it so many times that we can now walk down it. Is that not beautiful? You will be able to walk down it. You know the way. You can see this to the end of time if you choose to, and it does not mean any more illusion of pain or separation. You can do this in physical form, or you can do this in spiritual form. You can do this at this moment, or you can do this in the linear future. I would say to you, time is now stacking. We have drawn it out linear so that we could get this work done. Because we could not get the tasks done when we tried. We tried without time, and we didn't have enough division in ourselves to understand the layers. Now we have stretched it out so that we could examine, understand, experience all of the layers, and now we begin to restack it back to its original form. So in the physical world, yes, we do look at a couple more generations, and those generations could run in your time anywhere from 30 to 70 years. We would agree with that. But we would say to you that you will not be under the restraints of this physical linear time, and so you at any moment will be able to experience this. And that one of you who asks, we know that you will not come down in physical form again, but you will walk the staircase down.
Well, thank you. I've had enough.
But we say to you, any one of you who choose to come in, it will be different. It will be different if you choose a physical body as a baby. You will raise up much quicker. But there will be many more options than there ever were before. So each one of you here listening, know that you do not need to walk through that again. In fact, each of you took the hardest level, the pioneers to open the gate. And so those who come in, flooding in, give thanks, because they don't have to do this. No one in the future will have to do what each of you did. Thank you.
Wow. Isis, who is the we that you keep referring to? Who all does that encompass?
All that is. I would say to you, when I must think, because I refer to this just without thinking. We are one. We are all one. You, me, God, Goddess, the ascended masters, the angels. When I sometimes refer to we, I am referring to those of us who took original form. The original ascended beings, the original beings of God that entered the planes of the earth. I also refer to we sometimes as myself, as I also am the union of my twin flame. So this is not an easy question for me. I refer to we as you refer to I. It is all of us, and it is some of us. I wish to work at this answer for you. I am searching to reduce it to an understanding that is useful to you. I would say to you that there are a unit of souls that have been very dedicated since the beginning of the earth, not to return in fullness to the Creator, energy without individual form, but to see and commit to bringing home the vibration of Mother Earth. And this is primarily who I refer to as we.
I have a question about remembering, that you talk about remembering who we are, that we can create. And why does it have to be so hard to remember? Because it would all be easy. The joy in manifesting would all be easy if it were easy to remember.
This is true, and this is why you are making it easy to remember. This is why your role is so important. This is why we call you the pioneers. This is why so many gifted and incredible souls return to Earth to do this remembering. Because when we opened and spread it to the linear energies, the vibrations seemed more and more distant from all that is. And as we opened that to examine, to understand it felt disconnected. In the same way as if you take a cell from a person's body and you put it under the microscope to examine it. You no longer remember in a sense that it is part of that body, and the returning it to the body can be difficult. But we would say to you, it is hard to remember because you concentrate on the cell instead of the mass. It is hard to remember because you identify yourself with the darkness instead of the light. And I do not say darkness as evil, although it may feel that way in human form. I say darkness as absence from the light, the vastness that is the contrast. And when you identify yourself, then it is hard to remember the rest. But it is really very easy, and at times you know it comes so naturally. It feels hard because you think it hard. Remember, nature also reminds us. The tree doesn't think about how to manifest its flowers. The flower doesn't think about how it will create its beauty. All of nature does it without thinking. And when the mind, the more evolved the mind gets, the harder it is to stay in harmony. But when the mind, just as we speak of at this time, the heart of Mother Mary and the mind, the wisdom of Father Joseph uniting, creating the Christ child, the mind is not evil, but it's when you are out of harmony with the heart and the mind. The heart is not evil, the emotions are not evil, but it's when the harmony of this, the male-female, or wisdom and emotions are out of balance, that you forget. And it is in the forgetting that it is hard to remember. I would like to break for you forgetting, getting for. When you are trying to get for yourself, getting for, then you are forgetting. When you are trying to get for yourself, you are forgetting because you are doing it for yourself. You are doing it of yourself. When you are remembering, you are remember. You are putting yourself back into membership, remembering yourself to all that is. And when you remember, you have access to everything. We like those who created the original words. We worked hard with them that we could keep in them many meanings. Other questions?
He says, when the Earth ascends, when matter is no longer attached to matter, what happens to the rest of the planets in the solar system? This has got to be a huge change. I mean, is everything ascending?
Many have gone before you. Many have gone before you. And many will go after you.
Oh, so these other planets are going through the same evolution?
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to poof and it'll be gone? Oh, well, they won't see us, that's all.
It is not a secondary thing. It is not a secondary thing. It happens over time. As you vibrate more and more and more, it becomes less noticeable, and then it disappears. In the same way of a ghost moving higher and higher in the vibration, they're less visible to the physical eye. But yes, this has been done on other planets, and some of those who come to assist have already done this. So you are creating the way. Others will also assist who have experienced this before. We would say to you, some will come. We're all still one. Even they're not Martians. They're not any different, really. They may take different physical forms for what they are learning and evolving, just as you have evolved, or we have evolved here on Earth. But still, we're all from all that is. We're all part of the whole. Other questions?
Is it true that Jesus was one of those people, or I should rephrase, is one of those entities that came from a different sphere before entering this world?
He has walked, he came bringing knowledge, yes. He did come bringing knowledge from the other spheres. Yes.
And is there another Mother Earth being made somewhere else? If this cycle's continuing, will there ever be another Mother Earth in another universe somewhere? Or is there now?
This is is there now. You see, we are getting into linear. Do you see now when I hesitate to answer that? Because the only way to answer that is to answer it in your linear thinking, and yet all of this exists at one moment. So it is very difficult for me to draw that answer down to your linear. I suppose if we were to say in the linear time, yes, but by the time you ascend, you won't be in a linear time, and so then the answer would be no.
Yeah, that's all right. By the time I ascend, I won't care.
This is true. This is true. I can feel that my vessel is tired, so we will take one more question.
Is there a way to make it easier to I know I always feel like I'm the whining one that's finding it hard, but to make it easier to remember, because I feel like I'm ready and willing.
What you need to do is close your physical eyes more times during the day. Close your physical eyes and unite your heart and your wisdom without thoughts of any people or experiences around you. Disconnect from all of those who you love, all of those things that you think of, all things, and remember only the moon and the sun. And allow this meditation from today. Do not try to create things in that space. Just go back. Take a step back from trying to create that which you want and step back into being. There is a sense also here that the full understanding of the twin vibration is overpowering you right now. So, as many, I answer this for you directly, but I say this also answers many, that you get very drawn into the twin flame, not by label, but by existence of it. We would say this is why it's so important for you to do this work. You are very, many souls also are very wrapped up into the physical concerns of the twin flame vibration. And in this, they forget about the spiritual union of it. So step out of the drama. And I say this to you knowing that you are not attached to that word in any way. I am choosing this word for you on purpose. And so I say to you that to resolve that which most concerns you in this earth, you must go to the union of the vibration of the twin souls, or the male and the female vibration of the unity that is within you. This can be done through the union of the moon and the sun. And take it completely beyond any attachment to any form of to beings of light as twins, and return it to the fullness of the twins that represent our Mother Earth, that encase our Mother Earth. If you sit in this meditation enough times to let your mind and your heart unite as one, you will remember, and those things that distract you will fall into order. All of you. All of you. We give thanks. I give thanks, and we give thanks that you have heard our word, that you have ingested our memories. We give thanks that you have returned to this knowing, and we give thanks that you have walked through this path. And we give thanks to the vessel with which we have been working. I give thanks to all the beings of light that were here with us today. I give thanks to Isis, to the Ascended Masters, to the angels and the archangels. I give thanks to God and Goddess, to Mother Earth, to Grandmother Moon, to the Sun, to all of the universe. I give thanks to each one of these souls who have returned to the remembering. I give thanks to all of the souls that enter the earth to adjust and to bring forward. I give thanks to the pioneers, and I give thanks to those who come after. I give thanks to the sky that opens for the reception of the light.